Good morning, YKB and Mr. Lee. Happy Monday. Just in time. Let me take care of this one little thing here. So that the people over on the Rumble side know what's going on. I'm not smart enough to get Restream to do it, so I have to go in and manually make this little change. Sandra Martin, good morning. It is so good to see everybody here this Monday morning. I've finished my coffee and I delayed the start of the Nature Channel because the sun wasn't up. I did a little research and that start time is going to be getting later quick. We lose almost 2 hours of daylight over the next 5 or 6 weeks here in the Northern Hemisphere. So eventually it won't be starting up until 7 o'clock with this channel. Mr. Lee, how'd that window turn out? Did you get that installed and everything in good shape? Oh, geez, 34 degrees. Mr. Lee, it's going to be about 36 here today. Raven, hey, buddy. It's going to be about 36 here today, and with the humidity, the heat factor is going to be approaching like 37, 38 because we've got high humidity. They've been playing warnings all day long. And for people to be careful if they go outside. And I want to thank Sonia. She did such a nice job. I appreciate her greatly. Oh man, Mr. Lee, got to get that window in so you can keep the heat out. So let's do a real quick check here. And the funniest thing in the scroll this morning to me was this day, August 17th, 1995, Microsoft buys the rights to Start Me Up, sung by the Stones, and they use it for their advertising for Windows 95. I had almost forgot about that. Paper Lace in 1974, The Night Chicago Died, hits #1. And one of my all-time favorite albums, Eric Clapton's 461 Ocean Boulevard, hits #1 here in the States, which is a great album. It's amazing. Not a big fan of I Shot the Sheriff, but you know, it's not a bad song. Donnie Wahlberg is born in Dorchester, Boston, Mass. 1969. 68, The Rascals released People Got to Be Free. And, well, it hits number one, I should say. 67, Gary Puckett and the Union Gap record Woman, Woman, which was a big hit. 65, drummer Steve Gorman was born. 58, Belinda Carlisle. I thought she was much younger than me, but she's only 1 year younger than me. That's just not fair. She looks probably 15, 20 years younger than me. And 1949, Sib Hashian was born in Boston, Mass. I really liked Sid. Chevron, good morning. Good afternoon to you. I'm a little late on that, but oh geez, wildfires there too. They're going on out west and north and blah blah blah. Oh, hello, William. Thank you for coming in with your mom. And greetings from across the pond. Mr. Lee, something that has made the news, people started asking questions. Yeah, that's true, Raven. You look younger than I do. And you are 1 day short of being 12 years older than me. Gary Puffett. Let's see here. Yeah, with all the people coming over here from Europe and being so pleasantly surprised and dropping all the videos, they did a comparison. If Britain became a U.S. state, it would be number 51 financially compared to the other states, which is kind of strikes me as strange because you guys get a month off taking vacation and everything, and you guys travel to other countries way more than we do here. But that was just Raven, buddy. I know you got some medical issues. No, you don't, Raven. You're 81, but look 56. Either that or you've been fibbing to me. Don't fib to me. I take that very badly. Let's put it that way. But Raven, I am a firm believer in it is much better to wear out than to rust out. Then why was everybody saying you was turning 81? You said that, and quite a few other people said that. Got you, Raven. Mr. Lee, we're not afraid of airplanes. It's just that, if you was to get on a plane and fly to Paris, you would probably be in the air a little over an hour, if that. Flying from here to Paris, from Raleigh-Durham International Airport to Charles what is Charles' last name? Legal Airport in Paris, France. It's oh geez, 8 hours in the air, I think. I mean, just flying from coast to coast here, it's well over 3 hours. Let's see what's going on here. You sound around 80. Now that's funny. Oh, Jess. That's partly true. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to account for the time change. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Lee. That is one of the travel, I can't call it a horror story. I'll call it a challenging time in my life. Hey, Gina. Uh, this is the crazy truth. I was flying to Paris, and while I was over the Atlantic on my way over, the airline I was flying on went on strike. And when I flew home, they had to. Yes, I haven't either been to every state. When I flew home, because of the limited number of people working on the airlines, I was on a plane or in an airport for 24 hours. And that was just crazy. Uh, 24 hours to get home was an adventure. And Jess, I've been up and down the East Coast. I've driven into Mississippi just a little ways, or was it Alabama? Whichever one's next to Georgia. Um, and Tennessee, drove through Ohio up to Michigan, and it was something else. And Mr. Lee, I do that already. What are you talking about? And going through Ohio, we were laughing so hard. We thought people in Ohio was nuts. They had these little mud puddles next to their homes and these boats that pretty much filled up the mud puddles. They were small ponds, I guess you could say. But I mean, the boats was as big as the little body of water. And we're going, these people are nuts. Why on earth would they do such? And then later I found out by talking to somebody who lived in Ohio, they do it that way because if the boat is on the water, doesn't have to be in a big body of water, just on the water, it is taxed differently. So they save on taxes by having that little pool of water to leave their boats floating in. Ain't that crazy what you learn when you travel? Oh, yeah, Ohio's different. I can't say too many bad things about Ohio though, because I know some pretty good people from there. I know one guy I worked with from Ohio. He was a nut. If I base my opinion on Ohio from him, I'd never go there. But there's other people I know in Ohio that I like. I like Kentucky too. I stopped at the original KFC diner, and that was a trip. Raven, don't come over here because I've already drank up all the coffee and I'm not making another pot. But if you get here early tomorrow, I'll make sure to share the coffee with you. How about that? Uh, uh, I better plug in my laptop before I lose power. And I cannot say this enough. Of all the thousands and thousands of different channels that you guys could be listening to, watching, etc., I greatly appreciate that you guys choose to be here. Yeah, Jess, let me tell you, I really enjoyed several trips to Kentucky, and there's other trips I'd like to take. Here in North Carolina, we have something called the Judaculla Rock, and it's got carvings on it that nobody has been able to decipher. Uh, there is a similar rock in Kentucky, but it's next to a road, and I think it's in danger of being pretty much demolished. Really, Mr. Lee, Florida's flat. Buddy, you need to get to the mountains, at least see our mountains on the East Coast. Uh, there are several people who say the Appalachian Mountains are the oldest mountains on Earth. So they're pretty worn down, but almost 7,000 feet above sea level isn't too bad. Oh, Jess, yeah, Nag's Head is sweet. I vacationed there a couple of times, but I'm more about the mountains than the beach. I mean, when I was a teenager, the beach was the place to be, but over the years, I kind of migrated more toward the mountains. Mr. Lee, coming up here soon, once they get Parkway totally clear and we have a clear day, we will definitely go up on top of Mount Mitchell, which is the highest peak this side of the Mississippi. And I'm going to do a video. I've pretty much got my old laptop into shape where I'll be able to use it to render the 360 camera videos, and I'll be doing some 360s again. All of this is going to be on my nature channel. And I think Gettysburg Gettysburg is on my list of places to go this fall, and there's a little town in West Virginia I want to visit. Raven, I would like to do that, but I got so much junk. Well, you can camp almost anywhere, Mr. Lee. There's plenty of places. There's a few places you can't go. And like everything else on this world, there's good people and there's bad. Charlie Rose, how you doing, Miss Charlene? uh, yeah, let me tell you, if I could just put a camper on the back of my little truck, I would do that. But I got so much junk. I think it has something to do with growing up poor. I just hate to part with anything. I do not waste anything. Uh, and I'm real good at getting stuff, but I'm not good to get rid of stuff. Uh, Charlie, you're most welcome. Uh, Trust me, I know what it means to have people, do little things like that on your birthday. Sonia did a live stream for my birthday, which was amazing. Because of the time differential, she was a day late, but she still did it. So I appreciate that. But I've got a tent, and I might go tent camping in different places. I don't know. Jess, oh, it's one of those situations that it I am greatly blessed to have all the stuff that I have. It's just that a lot of my stuff nobody else would want. Isn't that funny? I have unique taste, shall we say. Take your time, Raymond. Raven, excuse me. Wow, left hand drive. Yeah, Jess. I can't. A year or two ago, uh, I do a lot of hiking, so it's not uncommon for there to be a hole in my sock. And I was sewing up the hole and was on the phone with somebody. And that's, what are you doing? I told them I'm taking care of this hole in my sock. Why on earth are you doing that? Just buy a new pair. No, it's just one small hole. It's a great sock. And when the socks get really bad, I put them on when I mow the yard. When the tennis shoes get real bad, I put them on to mow the yard. And then when they get too bad for me to mow the yard, I stick them in the back of my pickup truck. And I drive around with them in the back. And if I need to haul something, uh, uh, a tennis shoe makes a good sconce. Stick it under the edge and it doesn't slide around in the bed of the truck. But eventually, a homeless person will see them in the bed of the truck and they'll take them. So they get used somewhere by somebody. Except for one time, a coworker of mine, uh, we were talking about it. He asked me, "Why do you have a pair of tennis shoes in the back of your truck?" And I told him what I just told y'all. And one day, I, I got home and I looked in the bed of the truck. I had one tennis shoe. He had taken one of them just to mess with me. He gave it back the next day. We got some crows landing in the tree out there. Treezilla got some bugs. Yeah, Jess, country boy will survive. Oh my gosh. See, I cannot imagine somebody doing that. I just can't imagine somebody doing that. Now, I know other people who grew up like I did, and they refuse to eat leftovers. And I'm like, buddy, let me tell you, certain foods are better as leftovers. But I've been in the city living in a decent home for many a year, and I am very much accustomed to having at least a bath and a half inside the house. That's one thing that I don't do anymore. I've spent my time in the woods out of necessity, and I'm not going to go back. I spent my time in outhouses, and I'm not going back. That's true, Jess. That is so true. Uh, I had a washcloth that I had used for start out, wash the face, go down to a rag to clean in the house, go down to just bits and pieces, and I'm using it to hold a little bit of liquid to burn brush. So, uh, Mr. Lee, that's amazing. That's true. That's it. And I don't know why, but there's two things that I have a lot of trouble getting rid of. If I buy something and it has tie wraps on it, whether it's the twist ties or the regular tie wraps that are most people use them to put cables together and whatnot, I save those. I've got a bunch of those in a can out in the shed. That's it. And nature will not tolerate a vacuum. Something's going to rush in there and fill it up. And trust me, I have zero empty space. I am full. I have no empty space. Mr. Lee, I know. Um, Back in the day, I worked for a store that sold furniture that was not finished. Jess, thank you for stopping in, and you are greatly appreciated here. Drop in anytime. You never know what conversation will come up on morning coffee. Saturday night, I try to keep it related to music, but the morning here, you just never know. Uh, Raven, that's not true. Uh, Everybody's saying take care, Jess, and you are always welcome. So I was working for this furniture store, and they sold furniture that was not finished. So I learned how to finish furniture, stain it, and put a sealer on it. Uh, we did some with varnish, but mostly we use polyurethane, and I've become a big fan of polyurethane. Uh, my coffee table is a monster of a coffee table. It's 4 inch by 4 inch maple wood, and if you bump it, it don't move. It will cause damage to people. And I I did my stereo cabinet uh, and one end table, and somebody was about to donate a oak table because nobody would buy it. There was a blemish or two on it, but their great grandmother had owned it in Europe and brought it to the States. And this person is older than me, so this is an antique table. And like I said, there was a blemish on it where somebody had put something and it had discolored the stain. And they gave it to me, and I got rid of the table that was here and worked on that table a little bit. It's not perfect, but it's close enough to perfect where, buddy, I'm all about it. I'm talk about an antique. It's got to be 200 years old. And I like wood. I like natural stuff. Exactly, Mr. Lee. It can be fun if I've got a place to do it. Uh, I have to have a lot of open air. I can't be in a closed area with the chemicals. I have to have some serious airflow. And luckily, most of the time I do. Mr. Lee, I think that's the way things ought to be done. Don't just throw something away because it's old. Now I got to reset my brain that Raven is 56 and not 81. Raven, that means I'm 13 years older than you instead of 12 years younger than you. Mr. Lee, you see, if he's got phone boxes like that, with just a little bit of work, turn them into a Doctor Who phone, police box, and could probably make a mint. Guys, I gotta try this real quick. Let's see what happens. Nope, didn't do what I wanted it to do. Raven, don't say such things. I'm afraid my ankles and my knees and my back sometimes they feel my age, and most of the time though, probably 30s or 40s. But I have noticed, used to, whenever I was walking up the mountain, nobody passed me unless they were running. These days, I think I'm moving along pretty quick, and here comes some young person, and they walk right past me. Oh no, I haven't seen that, Mr. Lee. I am up to my ears in different things to look at on YouTube. There's just not enough time in the day anymore. I do my best to, whenever you guys suggest something, I do my best to at least sample it. But it's got to be, you know, it's got to be pretty interesting or good information for me to take up too much time. Well, Raven, good luck with that. Uh, Raven, you are already on and will stay on our prayer list so that the best outcome possible. John P. John, I see you here. You're not shadow banned. See, even the birds are happy to see you, John P. When I was doing the music history this morning, uh, I had Paper Lace playing in my brain, and then I had Let It Grow playing. Talk about that's a great guitar that Clapton is playing in the song Let It Grow. Mr. Lee, thank you. I greatly appreciate you taking a minute to come in. Quite a few minutes this morning, but I don't want to keep you from getting your chores done. Donna, how are you, Miss Donna? I certainly hope that you're having a great day. Uh, Type too many exclamation points. Donna was boxing again earlier today. I'm doing good. I got out of bed under my own power. That's a great day. Yeah, it's only supposed to be one exclamation, not two. I was doing too much. Shouldn't be doing too much because I want Nightbot to say hello and give a little hat tip to Donna. If you guys have time, check out Donna's channel, and she's playing guitar as she's learning. Maybe she will type exclamation ME, no spaces, and share her channel. But it's pretty easy to find at Korea Donna. If Mr. Lee is still listening, similar stuff is going on in Korea that's going on in the Britain. Just it's a different group of people coming into the country. Oh, Donna, you are always welcome. When you're busy working out, I just put you on the phone and put the phone on the charger to top off the battery charge. My phone goes nonstop all day long because I can take it with me and listen to stuff while I'm doing something else. Or I can be on the phone talking to people. No, Donna, thank you. I appreciate all of you guys. I really do. Look how fast those clouds are moving. Oh, and Sharon, I want to remind you that it's not just me telling you how good your crafting is, how nice it is. You finished it last night? I didn't have a photo in my inbox this morning. Oh man, John, that sounds like fun. And Sharon, I say that, and remind you, only do it if it's not a headache, because I don't want anybody, getting stressed out trying to do something. Both of my channels are anti-stress. There's enough stress out there in the world. We don't need any more. It's kind of nice. The birds are not camera shy this morning. There was a few flying up into Treezilla. I've seen a couple fly by. Those clouds are just moving so fast, though. Donna was singing an Eric Clapton song. Now that I think about it, Northwoods. Good morning, sir. There you go, Raven. That's what it's about. There is enough stress out in this world. We don't need any more. No, it's Monday here, Donna. It's just early Monday morning here. It's almost 8 o'clock in the morning. Northwoods, I was just talking about Eric Clapton and 461 Ocean Boulevard, which was the place he stayed at when he wrote the music for the album. Uh, that should be listed as songs Northwoods would never sing to his ex. Oh, don't worry, Donna. The time differences and everything, you know, it confuses a lot of people. You're not the only one. I just do it because it's like a mental gymnastics for me. I just try to keep the brain, That's why I try not to look up stuff on Google and try to just talk about music and everything. Because the more you look it up, the less you'll be able to remember it. Got to exercise your brain like you exercise your muscles. Ika, Ika. Good afternoon, young lady. There you go, Northwoods. Oh, Friday night. Friday night. Mike, WTF Mike was doing a live stream, and Mike and Kathy sang a duet of Yoko Ono song, and I was laughing so hard my face was sore the next day. Ikat has been doing some videos at the coastal area on her channel lately. How much vacation time do you have left, Ikat? Raven, I wish I knew something to tell you. There's some exercises and some tricks you could do, but they are time consuming. That's the word. But once you do the tricks and learn the tricks, they work quite nicely. Oh, let me tell you, Kathy and Mike can sing. I would not put them. Oh, you got that is fantastic. 2 more weeks. They can sing. They are not the best singers in the world, but it was a Yoko Ono song. She might be the only person on the planet that sounds worse than me. I don't know. Can't say. But they were singing, and I'm telling you, I was laughing so hard. My whole face was sore the next day. Not just my cheeks and from where I was grinning, my whole face. You know, you had so much time off. Why didn't you come to over to the States? Had you come over to the States, we could have walked to the top of a mountain. I could have shown you some places around. Roger Blair, good morning. I could have, well, where you live at, you have some good waterfalls and mountains. So the mountains here would probably be shorter than your mountains. Hopefully, the puppy alarm will go off soon. Oh, and it's Monday. Yeah, Monday's trash day also, so the trash trucks will be going up and down the road. And I bet some people will be mowing this morning. If the distractive noises get to be too much, I'll just put on some canned video. I'm going to take that to mean complaining. Yeah, take out that garbage for sure. It's this is one of the things that I kind of I guess you'd have to call it a pet peeve or worse. The county that I live in, if you have your trash picked up, you've got to pay the trash people to come around and pick it up. The next county over, they have county dumpsters. Now you've got to drive and put your garbage into the dumpsters, but uh, there's no charge. Kathy, yes, you did. And I was telling everybody how much enjoyment you and Mike rendered Friday night. Kathy, I'm serious, Kathy. My whole face was sore Saturday morning. I was laughing so hard Friday night. I had to. I was saying bye to you guys, and y'all just jumped into singing. So I left you a message backstage. I hope y'all saw that. But I'm serious, Kathy. I have never had so much fun at a karaoke anything. It was hilarious. And if you had half as much fun as I did, wow. Oh, and I saw you at YKB's, Kathy, but I guess you must have dozed off or something. You never responded. Ecot, what are you doing today? Oh, you're at work. Well, I'm not surprised you're working at something, Ecot, because you're always working. That is a very common trait of most everybody that comes into my channel. They are very hardworking people. Makes me feel lazy. So, Miss Ecot, what are you working on today? You're probably cleaning up after lunch. I bet you fed lunch to everybody there. Ah, Raven, you're getting stuff done. You're out there. You're creating content. I did find out one thing. I checked to see if there was an app for Restream. I was going to the Restream website on my phone, and it just jumped straight to the Restream page for me to go live, like I'm doing here on the computer. So if I've got a really good signal, and I do mean a really good signal, I'm going to use that when I'm out and about. The Rumble channel's starting to pick up people over there. Uh, The nature channel's doing pretty good. It's amazing. I stopped talking on that channel and it is doing better. I talk all the time here and it's doing pretty good. I don't understand it, but there we are. Well, Raven, type exclamation ME so everybody can find your channel. Anybody and everybody is welcome to do that. Share your channel, type exclamation ME. If two of you accidentally do it at the same time, just make sure Nightbot does both of them. Sometimes when two people type it at the same time, Nightbot gets confused and only does one. Well, you got to do what's appropriate, Raven. You know, when I was with a group and we were doing investigations, uh, one of the guys, he had a ton of cameras. I was amazed at how many cameras he had, and we got those. And I did not mind doing the investigation, but going through the video afterwards, because however long the investigation was, you had to use that much time to go through each camera. So we might spend 4 hours doing an investigation, but then it would take 4 hours times 10 to view all the camera video and go through and see if anything popped up. I remember one time he had a camera at one end of a hallway and a camera at the other end of the hallway, and it was picking up something on the floor. And what it turned out to be was the IR from one camera was reflecting off of the floor to the other camera. And this was 2008, 2009. So it took a couple of minutes to figure that out. Yeah, Raven. Isn't that amazing? We can do that on our phones now. Used to, it was difficult to do that on a computer, and now we just do it on a phone. Raven, there's another group in Britain that they do investigations. I like them, but lately, for some reason, I don't know if it's because of medical issues, but they're just not doing content like they once did. And I really like them. They seem to be a good group of people. Yeah, Raven, isn't that crazy? And now Snapdragon is making microprocessors for laptops, and they're making a pretty good headway into that, because Snapdragon was doing the microprocessors for phones, and they had to be very power conscious so that the batteries would last, and that works very well with laptops. Exactly, Raven. I agree with you. Most everything on both of my channels is done with the phone. The live stream is done with like the camera on the back porch. It's an old phone. Really, Northwoods. One morning when you feel up to it, Northwoods, and want to talk about it, you should come up on the panel here and we could talk about that a little bit. Uh, yeah. Uh, I was talking to somebody about, you know, techniques with Bigfoot because there was a sighting near here, and they said the same thing. You're more likely to see them when you're not looking for them. I mean, it's like the bears over at the park. They are like 99% of the time they're out early in the morning and late in the afternoon, and they avoid people. I was walking down the trail. It was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The trail was really busy. There was quite a few people on the trail. And, you know, I was just hiking to clear my mind and work through all the junk going on. And I didn't expect to see anything because of all the people on the trail. Don't you know? Two bears, not one, but two bears. Raven, that is very, very true. And there's been a couple of times, Raven, where I've gotten over to the mountain. And I wish it had happened with the bears, but it didn't. But I got over to the mountain, and my gut just told me, "You need the video." And it's a trail that I have tons of video on because I hike that trail at least every other week, and sometimes twice a week. But so I listened, and I got probably halfway up the mountain, and there was a buck on the trail, and I got that really good video of the buck. Wow. Uh, really, Miss Ecott? Ecott, excuse me. That would be fantastic. It would be nice to meet you and your family. And you know what, Raven? Technically, size wise, Yogi and Boo Boo would apply because one was probably 500 pounds and just gorgeous. Shiny, black, long fur. I mean, amazing. Absolutely amazing. And the other one was a little smaller, and the fur looked like they had just rolled around in the dirt. But bears can be, I mean, they really can be gorgeous animals. Because I'm kind of partial to black hair, so you know. Roger says he saw the bear again there at his place. It was in the road above the house. By the time he got his phone out to take a picture, it run up the hill. Uh, Raven, the smaller of the two bears, just blew my mind. Not only was it on the trail, it ran up to within 20 foot of a group of people that had a dog. And usually, a dog barking, the bears just run away. But it was crazy to say the very least. Yes, bears can be dangerous. They're like a really big dog. Oh my goodness. Yeah, when I was doing that hike and saw the bear in the woods, uh, first thing that I thought, get the camera out. And I got my phone out and unlocked it and got the camera started and switched to video. And I probably got 12 seconds of video, something like that. And afterwards, I got to thinking, going for the camera, that's not a bad idea, but maybe you should have gone for the spray, pepper spray first, you know? Uh, but I wasn't really thinking. But this year, over at the park, I have seen two bears on the trail. I have just missed bears on the trail, according to other hikers, by minutes. And I have seen so many snakes, it's not even been funny. Uh, and copperheads at that. I'm not a fan of copperheads. Rattlesnakes are bad, but at least they warn you that they're nearby. Copperheads, they just lay there and wait. And if you're dumb enough to walk by them, they're going to bite you. And they usually travel in pairs, which is even, you see one, then you got to be looking around for the other. Northwoods, that's probably a good idea. But I mean, it's every time I've seen a black bear on the trails, I have been more amazed that I'm able to see a bear out in the wilderness. And being scared has been second or third on my list until after the fact is over. I finished the hike that day and I got home and it was like, duh, camera good, pepper spray better, go for pepper spray. But the two that I saw on the trail, the only thing I was thinking, I can't get my phone out fast enough. Donna, do you guys have bears over there? I wonder what kind of bears are in Korea, if any. I agree with you, Northwoods. It depends on the disposition. Whatever the personality is. Well, Donna, let me tell you, bears are gorgeous animals as long as they're at a distance. I do not want to see a bear up close. I don't think that would be a good outcome. I can just hear the bear going, well, he's old and tough, but I'm hungry. Northwoods, I ran across one cougar that I got involved with, and let me tell you, everything you say about your ex is an understatement to that one. Well, hopefully, I will see bears on the trail again, and I will be able to have the camera out in time and get some really good video. Because I enjoy getting good video of animals out in the wild. I mean, even if it's deer. Yeah. I've run into two, three, four, eh, half a dozen or so out in the wild. And the North Carolina Zoo has both black bear and brown bear, and they are something else. And the animal that impressed me the most, the North Carolina Zoo, the male lion passed away, and they got another male lion to put in. And lions are very territorial. So the two females that were already there was giving the new male a hard time. So they were going at it often, and I got to visit the zoo not long after they had introduced the male lion, and I mean, walking to the lion exhibit, I was probably 100 yards away from the lions, through the trees, and when the male lion roared that far away and again through the trees, it vibrated my chest. That's how loud those roars really are. If if you were out in nature and you heard that roar and you knew it was in nature, uh, that'd be it. It'd be over. I'd probably just fall over. I know, Roger. They say there's no cougars in North Carolina anymore, mountain lions, but they get reported. Uh, Stevie B had that video where it looked like a black panther walking through the woods, a big black cat, and Florida said there's none. Uh, the North Carolina Zoo and all of the people who supposedly know animals very well say that this far inland, as far as north and west in the state, there's no cottonmouths, but people see them all the time. So I don't know. When I was living in Columbia, there was a guy reported in his backyard, and this is Columbia, South Carolina. There was, I think it ended up being like a somewhere around 16 or 18 foot constrictor in his backyard in a tree, and it was, I mean, that's just crazy. And they figured it had migrated north from Florida. But every time I see or hear stuff like that, I think of that line from Jurassic Park: "Nature finds a way." And until the last, oh geez, 10 years, probably less than that. But until then, I mean, I'd been going to that park for 40 years, close to 40 years, and nobody ever reported a bear. And now there's at least one bear family, and by the reports, I think there's actually two in the area. So you just never know where you're going to run into something. And oh, Roger, how big was the panther? I mean, was it an adult or a juvenile, adolescent? Because especially males, they tend to go exploring to find their own territory. Wow. If it was an adult, I guess they're kind of lucky it didn't take out one of the dogs or one of the people. John P., are you asking for candy? What's going on there? Okie doke. talking about all that candy and animals being hungry. I'm going to have to. Roger sounds like a good idea. I'm going to have to grab something to snack on. Oh, speaking of Roger, uh, I hope you're a little cooler than we were. At sunup, it was 75 and 90 some percent humidity. Northwood says his dog was a big chicken about most things, but did not like if a stray dog wandered through the yard. Yeah, it's a funny thing about dogs and territory. We always had Chihuahuas growing up, and they were ferocious. I mean, we always said that we thought God made piranha and said, that's a good idea. Let's make the equivalent on land and made Chihuahuas. Oh, geez, Roger. And in South Carolina, where I was living, it was even worse. It was 78 degrees this morning, and they were calling for people to, heat warnings for the afternoon. Air temperatures is going to be in the upper 90s, and then with the heat indexes, it was approaching 110. Crazy times, crazy times. John P., that's too hot. Oh, Northwoods. I agree. I remember Johnny Carson used he used to say he would complain about people saying that 95 isn't bad because it's a dry heat. He'd go, 95 is 95. There's no difference. And I don't know why he was stuck on that, but he was stuck on it didn't matter about humidity. And it's like, no, Johnny, you're wrong on that one. The good news is the long range forecast starting in about 5 or 6 days at nighttime, we'll be getting into the 60s. So, I mean, even 65 at night is a big relief. Yeah, Northwoods, I know. Uh, Humidity is almost always high in our mountains. Let me see what I mean. Boone is 80% humidity right now, and that's low. Usually it's around 90. There you go. Wilmington, 93%. Wilmington is down on our coast. – 47% humidity. Charlie Rose, that was in here earlier, she's in Michigan. I think she's close to Detroit, and by close I mean within a couple of hours, but I'm not sure exactly where. Absolutely. 47% humidity is perfect. It's not too dry and it's not too humid. I mean, you get out in Arizona and the humidity is 20%, something like that. And, you know, the moisture gets, just goes away. It just leaves your body. That rapidly leaves it. You got to put on some kind of lotion or something and drink continuously. You know, I would like to go out there hiking and stuff, you know, exploring the area out there. But I'm very much aware that the weather conditions are so different. I would have to be really careful. I would rather go with someone than by myself because not familiar with the terrain and the conditions being so different. I think for a safety factor, it'd be better. Yeah, I know Northwoods. I had to get out of South Carolina. It was too hot for me. Oh, Roger, you got family in Flint? Oh my goodness. Isn't that where they had all the water problems? The and I live when I was in South Carolina, I was in the northern part of the state. Raven, you take care. Thanks for coming in, and always great to see you. And we look forward to seeing your premiere Wednesday. But in South Carolina, even though it was in the northern part of the state, it was almost always 5 degrees hotter there than here, and sometimes 10. Uh, the winters down there were great. I mean, it never got cold, cold, but boy, if I was rich, I would winter in South Carolina and summer in the North Carolina mountains, but I'm not rich. Yeah, Northwoods. Charlie had something posted on her channel about that, and many people was warning of what was coming, and now here it is. The I really want to go back to the Henry Ford Museum. I am a huge fan of the Henry Ford, but when the local policemen wear certain patches on their uniform, there's no way I'm going to go into that town. I mean, there's just no way I'm going into that town. I mean, it's bad enough that I'm a target of the politically correct people, but I'm a huge target for that group of people that has all but taken over there. And it's just like I said about the sock. When there's a little hole in your sock, go ahead and sew it up. But if you wait, the hole's going to get so big, it's going to be a royal pain to sew up if you can sew it up at all. As the old folks would say, a stitch in time saves nine. I know. Northwoods, I do not disagree with you. That's why I would not go anywhere that I had to dress in that attire. So, because if things are that bad, it's not fun. It's not fun to go there. It's like going into towns near here. It's not fun. I mean, 2006 was when I had to move to another state for work. even in 2006, I could see changes coming, and the towns got less enjoyable to go to, but I could still go there and have a good time. And what you're saying about Dearborn, they're north of me here in Virginia, Highway 58, between Martinsville and the name eludes me right now. It's a little town in Virginia toward the mountains, but west of Martinsville, it's just like in Dearborn. And Northwoods, supposedly Detroit's just as bad or worse. So, and you guys know on here, uh, we all try to respect other people's opinions and other people's beliefs. But when they don't respect your beliefs, when people say, believe as I say or cease to exist, uh, I have no uh, I have no goodwill toward those people. John P., what did you study? Did you study something in the medical profession? Northwoods, you get a good day's rest, buddy. Burton, what's up? Burton, how's your Monday starting out? I hope it's a great day so far. Burton, that's the story of the eternal optimist. Have you heard that story before about the eternal optimist? There was this guy in the workplace, and he was just so positive minded. Everybody said to him, you got to understand bad things happen. And he was just in that mindset. So they took him up, and it was summertime. They took him up on top of the building and they threw him off. And at each floor on the way down, they heard him say, "So far, so good." It's not the fall, it's that sudden stop at the end. Deceleration trauma. It's an old joke, but it's a good joke. How many of you guys remember getting the Windows 95 CD and going exploring on it? They had two music videos on there that I was a big fan of, Good Times and Buddy Holly. I had never heard of Weezer before, and I wasn't watching Happy Days on TV, so I didn't see them on there. Yep, I liked it. I really did. And I really, it was a good amount of time before I found out they were a real group. I just thought that was something that they put together on Happy Days, just as a whatever. I might have to, I might make that. Yeah, that gives me an idea for a song for Wednesday afternoon's post. I got posts going out today still with Woodstock. Tomorrow is the anniversary of the last day of Woodstock. It was supposed to happen Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but it because of the rain and the delays and all the problems they had, it went into Monday morning. And that's what a lot of the posts are that's on the music channel right now is links to Woodstock performances. Oh, Burton. Yes. Uh, he was hallucinating to the point. Uh, while he was performing on stage, he's told some people that the neck of the guitar appeared to him to be a snake, and he was having trouble keeping it together. He was not playing a guitar, he was playing a snake. And that kind of surprised me because today he seems to have everything together, going quite nicely for him, and a religious person at that. He thought the neck of the guitar was a snake. Ain't that something? I went through researching the researching the finding out about the event itself. I went through 3 or 4 documentaries, listening to them, and it was pretty wild. Some of the stuff that went on. Yeah, when you go live, things happen. I've only got a couple of more minutes, so I'm just gonna ride it out. Uh, Teacher Crizzy, hello, Teacher Crizzy. It's so good to see you. Everybody knows here, Jim's Camera on Music, we vote Teacher Crizzy Teacher of the Year because she does so much for her students. And tell your co-workers, Teacher Crizzy, tell the other teachers if they want to be considered, they're going to have to prove to me they do as much as you do. Burton, uh, the some of the bigger acts, like Saturday afternoon, they saw how disorganized everything was, and they refused to go on stage unless they were paid in cash. Now they accepted a cashier's check, but they wanted cash, and it was just lucky that one of the promoters knew the local banker, and accidentally some of the cashier's checks got left out of the vault because the vault was on a timer, and there was so many things that was just sheer luck that allowed it to happen. Well, Teacher Crizzy, we're always happy to have you here too. The health inspector, the health inspector came to inspect everything, which the promoter said they'd probably fail had he done the inspecting. But he brought his 15-year-old daughter with him, and while they were in the office discussing everything, the daughter disappeared, and the guy searched for her for 3 days, and that kept him from uh, being able to do the inspection. Ain't that crazy? I mean, just so many little things like that happened that allowed it to take place. There was 2 other venues the concert was supposed to be at, because it wasn't held at Woodstock. It was held at the hamlet of White Lake, and it's just crazy stuff. All right, everybody. The mowers are going. I'm going to end the live streams, but I appreciate every one of you guys because I realized out of the thousands of places you could be, you chose to be here, and I do appreciate it. I hope only kind words come your way, and that everybody gets the day that they deserve. Y'all take care, and I will catch everybody